In 2 Peter chapter 1, Peter says, add to your faith godliness. Now, what is godliness? When you hear the word, what for you comes to mind? Is it all the sermons you heard in youth group telling you to resist sin? Or is it a character trait in someone that you admire? Wow, look at him, he's so godly. Or that friend of yours who faithfully gets up every day at dark 30 just to pray and read the Bible? I think no matter how you define godliness, we typically imagine a lofty virtue that's way out of reach, or someone who looks uber religious, devoted, reverent, righteous. It's like they're on a completely different spiritual level. I think it's natural that we think of godliness that way because, did you know, for thousands of years, that was the working definition? In the Greco-Roman world, godliness almost exclusively had to do with someone's external religious activity. How you were devoted to the gods or participated in ceremonies, offered incense at the altar, swished bells, chanted mantras. Godliness was all about your appearance, a public religious persona. But the first followers of Jesus had a different vision for what godliness was. They saw godliness not merely as what you do, but who you are, and even deeper, what you think about. You see, any hypocrite can act religious, but true godliness flows from your inner thought life. One concordance defines godliness this way, as a Godward attitude. In other words, godliness is a mindset that endeavors to please Him through our every thought. We could put it this way: healthy thoughts are the source of a healthy life. Proverbs 23:7 says, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Now, what's so interesting to me is that science is beginning to catch up with the Bible. In fact, researchers are discovering that your thought life is one of the biggest predictors and influences of the kind of person that you're becoming. I think this is why the Bible is packed with verses encouraging us to think about what we're thinking about. One of my favorite comes from Philippians 4. It says, whatever is true and noble and right and pure and lovely and admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. Or Romans 12:2 says, let God transform you into a new person or a flourishing person. How? By changing the way you think. Then, it says, you will know God's will for your life. You see, God desires to reconstruct the architecture of our imagination. When we allow Him to change the way we think, then we grow in our awareness of what His will is. When our thoughts are healthy, we not only have a capacity to recognize, but also to respond to the life that God has for us. Your thoughts create the context in which your soul can thrive. Godliness, it's the secret to a flourishing life.